Attention, everyone. All right. Just like yesterday, we had a guest speaker. Y'all are very good. We appreciate that. Please give our guest your undivided attention. This is Hamad Aslam with us. He was a 2005 graduate of Brookwood, and he and I knew each other when he was in peer leading, and I did some teaching in peer leading. And I just accidentally, 2 or 3 weeks ago, ran into each other, realized we were neighbors over here, didn't even know it. And he's got a fantastic story to tell you, and I'm going to tell you right now, he wasn't in that chair when he graduated. So you can understand the shock that I was in when I looked at him and I said, what happened to you? And he told me the story, and I said, would you please come talk to my class, to our class for driver's ed. And so he's agreed to do that, and he's got some interesting things to share with you. So, and do you mind them asking questions later?
Not at all.
Okay. So listen carefully. Please, no talking to each other. Let's have undivided attention. All right, Hamad, go ahead.
Well, I have a stack of pictures, so I guess I'll.
He's over there.
I guess I'll give half over here and half on the other side, so y'all can just pass these around, I guess.
I'm saying like this is top to bottom.
Alright, well, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I actually made some notes, but it actually went off. I rambled a little. But I graduated here from 2005. I was just like, another student. I was in cross country and track and field. You too? Alright. I was a peer leader my junior and senior year with Mr. Lloyd. I was vice president junior and senior year. What else? I was voted most likely to succeed, and kind of ironic how that turned out. But after I graduated, I attended the University of Georgia. I don't know if a lot of y'all are planning to go there or not. But I spent 3.5 amazing years there, and graduated in December 2008 with a degree in chemistry. And I was accepted into Medical College of Georgia, and for the entering class of 2009. And I was at home for a semester, and it was like the most amazing semester. Everything was going great for me. I had the best friends. I had the most amazing job. It was like the easiest job, and I got paid really well doing it, so can't really ask for anything else. I had an amazing car. I had a BMW, manual, basically my dream car. And I was already accepted to med school, so it's pretty awesome. So one weekend, in May, my family and I decided to go to the Medical College of Georgia in Augusta to look for housing for me. And on the way back, it was raining, and I'd been driving all day, so I let my dad drive. And he usually drives really slow. He drives really slow always. And I was asleep at the time, but I heard, while he was driving on I-20, he lost control of the car. He kept saying, I don't know where the car is going. It's just going off the road. I can't control it. And my dad, he tends to panic. So I don't know if he oversteered, understeered when the car was, getting out of control. And as you can see in the pictures, I don't know which side got that stack of pictures. The vehicle went off the road and hit a tree. And my mom says our vehicle hit the tree repeatedly, which probably didn't happen. I think the second impact was probably the tree falling on top of me. As you see in the pictures, it fell on my corner of the vehicle, and I was already asleep, but it basically smashed me, and I was like a little unconscious for a while. And my sister was behind me, and my seat, because it smashed me, and the seat came down, and it broke my sister's leg behind me. My dad was sitting next to me in the driver's seat. It fractured his forearm. But I was crushed so bad that they couldn't see me. So my sister with the broken leg was running around, trying to find me. Eventually, my dad was like, oh, he's right here next to me. And I was wearing a white shirt, but it was all red with blood. And, I got airlifted to the hospital and everything. And it was pretty bad. It was, let's see what I had. scapular fracture, right scapular fracture, a C5 brachial plexus injury. That means the nerves going to my right arm were damaged, and I wasn't able to lift up my right arm or anything. I had a really bad brain injury. I don't know if y'all can see the scars in my head, but there's kind of the hair's grown over it mostly. My ribs had broken off and punctured my lungs, so I came in almost dead. That's his brain injury was probably the biggest thing, and then obviously the most noticeable thing now is my spinal cord was damaged. I actually fractured some bones up here in my C5 as well, vertebrae. And if that actually damaged the spinal cord, that means I'd be paralyzed from neck down. But instead, my spinal cord got damaged from about right here. It's called the T3 level, meaning I'm completely paralyzed from the chest down. And like I said, I went to Shepherd Center for about 3 months for therapy, and the number one cause of paralysis over there was motor vehicle accident. Some people were speeding, some people were kind of stupid, they were speeding, but some people, like my dad, who never speeds at all, the vehicle went off the road, he didn't know how to control it, he panicked and hit a tree. Thankfully, the rest of my family's okay. So after that, I kept telling my friends, don't even pick, like my parents, whenever, like, my parents always, I'm sure y'all are the same, my parents always call when I'm out. Always. And now, to my brothers, I told them, don't pick up the phone. I suggest y'all do the same. One girl I met in the hospital, she was always outside in the garden with her dad, she had a power chair, not a manual chair like this. She'd always reclining back. She had a big neck brace. And her story was that someone had texted her, and she was just replying back to a text. And a car hit her. I think she hit a car, and so she was in the hospital too. She was paralyzed. So a lot of things can happen. I would say let your parents know that you're not gonna pick up the phone. I mean, it's probably a good thing to let your parents know that, 'cause I'm sure you don't want to pick up the phone while you're driving if your mom's gonna yell at you. So just let them know. If they're gonna be like, why aren't you picking up the phone? Just tell them, wouldn't you rather me get someplace safely than pick up the phone every 5 minutes and let you know where I am? So when you get your location, then you can tell your mom or dad where you are, but don't pick it up while you're driving. You tell your friends that too. They'll understand. I'm get distracted easily. So that's what I definitely suggest while you're driving. Just don't pick up the phone. Don't text back at all. There's actually a law now that forbids texting or prohibits texting. But after all this, I'm still going to med school. I'll be attending medical school in the fall. I actually had my driving evaluation yesterday, so I should be getting a car as well, and scaring y'all on the road, watching out here. So I'll be driving as well too, but drive with hand controls. Steer with one hand, and driving with the accelerating brake with the other. So I'll be driving. I'll be attending medical school in the fall. Life's not over, and if something happens like this to y'all, hopefully, I really do pray that nothing like this happens to any of y'all or anyone I know. So, but if something happens, in med school or in undergrad or in high school, just don't let it hold you back. If your goal is to go to become a lawyer, don't let it hold you back. If there's a will, there's a way. So, I wanted to go to med school my whole life, and I wasn't going to let an accident stop me. So, they're making some accommodations for me in med school. Like the anatomy labs, I went around there. They showed me